Hi, everybody. This is Sarah having a little cuppa with you to start off the day. Nothing like it. It's just great to have this quiet time when we can reflect on what we're going to do for the day, what we're going to wear for the day, what we need to do here at the house, what we need to do if we work, like the house doesn't work, right? And how we're going to eat, what we're going to eat, and tracked, weighed, measured. That's just something that's been in my wheelhouse of my little successes along the way. I weigh myself the first Thursday of every month. And so today, although this is, I believe this is recording for today, Tuesday, June 11th, I weighed myself on Thursday, June 6th, and I weighed in at 120.2, so I've lost 14 ounces in the month of May. I'm delighted with that. And what have I done different? Probably eat more meat, to be honest with you. I no longer have cravings. Sugar isn't an issue for me. Now, I did see, excuse me, I did see that there is a Kick Sugar Summit coming up. So if you put that into Google, it should bring you some information about it. It's all, right here on your computer, so you can sign up for it. I noticed that sometimes they give us free videos either as they go along or sometimes after the series is over. But you can find out more. Kick Sugar Summit if you still are plagued with that. I know that having my meat and eggs and sometimes cheese really does make a difference for me. I just look forward to the savory. Ribeye is my favorite cut, and I do like eye of the round, cooked, slow cooked in the crock pot with some butter added to it, and that is very, very tasty, and it's so darn low in calories and fats. That's why it's fun to add my own fats to that. I use pasture-raised butters, Amish butter, Kerrygold butter, Finlandia butter, Vital Farms butter, yeah, Organic Valley butter. So I do buy the pasture-raised butters. It's just like me buying the organic Pete and Jerry eggs. It's just a buck or two more for quality stuff. I do eat feedlot beef, though. I get a lot of meats from U.S. Wellness, the French ribeye, and I've got some Polish sausage with no sugar added to it to try next week. I've never had a Polish sausage. How did I get to be 68, almost 69, and not have it? I don't know. But, yeah. So I do buy my beef. Usually it's the organic vac pack 1 pound things. Sometimes when it's on sale, the 80/20, like next week at Stop and Shop, $1.99 a pound, I might buy some of that and just use it. It's not all the time, but, a girl's got to save a few shekels where she can, so then she can put it into organic eggs and grass-fed butter, right? It's a trade-off. So I do use non-dairy creamers in my coffee, so that cuts down on the dairy overload when I do have my cheese on top of my eggs or my keto pizza. And so I use Kitu, Kitu non-dairy creamer. I also use Califia Better Half, and that too is on sale at Whole Foods this week, just so you know, 25% off. So I do have my standards and favorites, and when on sale and the date's out far enough, yeah, I stock up because that's how I am. My freezers are plump. I get complaints from Greg all the time that he opens them up and things fall on his toes. I know, I'm bad. I'm ready for Armageddon. And so, excuse me. With the scale part, it solved my crazies. Little by slowly, I was doing it a lot, like a lot of us do, especially when we first start here. We want to see that immediate result because otherwise we're not continuing with this. No way. Well, then the pouty, bratty behavior changes into the once a week, and then it was once every 2 weeks, and now it's just once a month. and I had to leave a Post-it by the coffee, and I had to pull out the scale because usually it's hidden under the, not hidden on purpose, but it lives under the vanity so I don't see it. So I would remember to do it because I'm so used to not doing it. And it just solves part of the anxiety. You know, there's enough anxiety in the world. There's enough anxiety if you're coming back to keto or carnivore or carnivish or just starting. There's enough of that anxiety without adding the scale component. And those of you that do it different than me doing it once a month and it works for you and you don't have a lot of anxiety, that's great. You know, I know that Jim from Beating Obesity does it. I'm not sure how often Mike does it. I know that a lot of my personal friends that I've made from here, you know, do it daily also. They just like that good running, you know, result thing. And it's what works. But if you have anxiety around it and unrealistic expectations, ooh, there's a whole video right there. Unrealistic expectations about your food plan and your weight loss journey, then perhaps the scale component can like go away for a while. It's kind of like getting over a bad habit, like if you've given up the diet soda or something like that. You know, after a few days, you kind of get used to it. And if you are trying to give up your diet soda, I always say go to sparkling mineral water like San Pellegrino, Topo Chico, things like that. You'll still have that bubbly sensation, and after a few days, it's like you never drank diet soda, or getting it down into where it's a treat, a treat. Now, one of the things that I talk about also here is rare and appropriate treats. There's a cheat, which is an unplanned, you know, thing that you have that's not planned. It's definitely a cheat. But there's a treat that you might plan in, you know, maybe it's on your chronometer, maybe it's in your head. You know it's coming, you know you're going to have it. And so it's a rare and appropriate treat to add to your food plan. You know on Tuesday you're going to have that rare and appropriate on Friday, and so that makes a difference. It's not getting to Friday and people order out where at your job and all of a sudden you find yourself with you know, half of an order of house fried rice. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about. With a rare and appropriate, what I'm talking about, it could be as simple as a sweet potato, which always comes to my mind for some reason. Or it might be something that's not in the keto carnivore family that you're planning and you have it, you get over it and move on the next day. For some people, you can't do that because you're still very much addicted to the addiction, if you're following me. And so even having something that you're planning could involve way too much thinking about it. And then what happens the next day? Do you jump back onto your strict and structured food plan? Well, let's hope so. If you don't, then you know you are not ready. I know that there was one woman that I used to watch religiously, and her deal was no cheats or treats until she lost 100 pounds. And she lost 100 pounds on keto, and then her lifestyle became cheat and treat, and she gained back weight. Not a happy person, not fun to be with. And so, but she went that 100 pounds first. Food addiction's tricky. It's not the same for all of us. Some of us binge. Some of us just have a little too much of too much. And then others eat, you know, spontaneously. We join in. We think, oh yeah, we're back to being normal. We've been good. Well, no, it doesn't always work that way. So you have to be very mindful of how your own body plays something out. There are people that can get away with things and, you know, yeah, sure, we stick our tongue out and roll our eyes, but you know what I'm saying, that, you know, it's a whole lifestyle change. It's a head. You empty out your head and you just bleach, you wash your head and you begin all over again when you switch to keto or carnivore or carnivish. It's a whole new way of thinking. It's a lifestyle. It's a journey. It's not a sprint to fit into that whatever, for the wedding, for the beach, for the vacation. None of that. None of that. It is an acceptance that you're going to go a day at a time. You're not a spring chicken anymore, like me. And so it's not going to be fast and furious and overnight. And the unrealistic expectation of fitting into a size 6 bikini when never one day in your life where you were size 6. And now you've got a 4, a 5, a 6, or a 7 in front of how old you are in your double-digit age. That's a little unrealistic, right? So maybe a one piece would look great and it's smaller. I don't know. My legs and arms took the brunt of my weight loss. They just, it's like my 600-pound life. They not as large, but definitely skin removal to bring any semblance of shape back. They just got that way, they stayed that way, and there you go. So I've always said that since my weight loss, I look okay in clothes, but there's no naked or partially naked photo shoots going on at this house, let me tell you. So that's how I do my day, with realistic expectations. I know what satisfies, satiates, keeps me going. I have one meal a day. And so I know that when I have my slab of beef, which I do have, like tonight, I'm having 12 ounces of porterhouse, ribeye steak and a couple of gently fried Pete and Jerry large eggs. That's my meal. And I can't wait. And I'm going to be cooking both the steaks have been cooked on the grill, so they've already been smoked on the big green egg. So then I just kind of warm them up slowly in butter on top of the stove in my copper pan. I love my copper pan. And I'm getting a new stove range. I'm so excited. It's a double oven, which I have now, but this one it's been beaten up. And so the upper stove, the upper oven went again, and instead of spending $300 fixing it again to have it happen again, Greg said, just get what you want. So it's impossible for me to get what I want because, I still have to shop for the bag. And so Lowe's is delivering it next week. So I'm looking forward to that. And I promise I'll keep it real clean. I'm a great top of the stove cleaner, but the oven, even with self-cleaning, I admit that, it's easier to get a new stove. Let's just say. So keep your expectations if you're new here, or if you're returning here, or if you're old hat here. The drill. It's slow. We're turtles. It's different for each of us. We're snowflakes. It's no matter what, we don't pick at somebody else's plate. We don't try a little sampling of something that somebody else made. I made it just for you. You always loved it. We don't cave to those sort of things. And we're a pickle, because once we go from being a cucumber to a pickle, there's no going back to that standard American diet unless you have no qualms about all the consequences you'll get, because you'll get them. I don't know anybody that could go back after being keto, carnivore, carnivish to the standard American diet and not think that they could get in trouble again. You can't. It's just that makes us pickles. Okay, I got that from AA, where you can't go from being a cucumber to a pickle and back to being a cucumber again. Sorry. That's just some of the stuff that happens. And so we work on acceptance, and we get very, very grateful about what we have and not what we think we're still entitled to. So enjoy your day, my pickles, snowflakes, turtles, and no matter what club members. It's a grand way of living if you had a food addiction and it's now something that you can manage. I love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye for now.